said, but we have problems that we need to correct. We have the drug problems we need to correct. Um, we have houses that needs to be paid attention to. Uh, but my problem is that we cannot wait for someone to do that for us. And East Knoxville is just the first district. It's not just East Knoxville. I'm talking about Fort Sanders area, UT area, McKenzie area, parts of Lonsdale. And downtown, that whole area falls under that district. And so most of the time, I live in East Knoxville. I love East Knoxville. It's a beautiful place to live, but it needs some attention. I would like to see more help in that area when it comes to the infrastructure. You drive down Riverside Drive and we have a bad odor in that area. It's been there for over 10 years. The city works on it and leave, and it's still there. We need to correct those things. Now, when it comes to crime, crime is a very difficult subject for me when it comes to East Knoxville because it embodies a whole lot of scenarios for those things to happen. To me, my goal is to have better education for the children. And because if you realize most of our dope dealers and most of our criminals don't have that much education. And to me, education is so important that if we can do those things and help our children get the right tools to survive in this society, it will be good for me, it will be good for my children, it will be good for my grandchildren and my neighbors. And so to me, it's extremely important to embark on education and help the kids have the right tools instead of putting them in prison. If we invest at the beginning of their early ages, we don't have to put them in prison at the tail end. And it's cheaper to invest in them than to put them in prison.
Could I follow up?
Sure,
And this is what I always tell people, and they're really amazed. I mean, if you think about the first district, all roads lead to the first district. Every college has a campus in the first district. The University of Tennessee is in the first district. Knoxville College, Pellissippi has a campus there. Our landmarks, the zoo, Chilhowee Park, downtown is in the first district. The first district is a great place, and people use the first district all the time. They come in and they feel comfortable in these corridors, and these corridors that they exist in, whether be it on campus or be it downtown. We just got to spread that out. We have to connect these areas and bring these, I hate to call it a safe zone, but bring these areas where people feel comfortable together, connect those areas. And I think we're in the process of doing some of that.
This year the political winds seem to be in favor of change. Obviously here in Knox County, it's been a few years of change in our local government, and then even nationwide, there seems to be this whole desire for change. How can you be different than those who were before you and still get things done, still be able to have the cooperation of other county commissioners and people who maybe have done business the same way for many, many years? How do you do it differently and still get cooperation? And I'm going to start with you, Mr. McKenzie, this time, since you have actually been sitting there trying to deal with this to a certain extent.
In terms of change, I think, and Mr. Baah actually said this, so I'm still in one of his lines. I think we need people in office that aren't dependent on it from a financial standpoint, and especially, not just them in terms of their sons and their daughters and their cousins and things of that. You have to get people that are serving in elected office because they want to be there, not because they want something in return. I think that was a big problem in the past, and we've done a whole lot to get rid of that. And there'll be, in one shape, form, or fashion, there'll be some things on this ballot in November that will ask the question that will hopefully the voters will mandate that there'll be nepotism and cronyism policy that we'll be able to get rid of some of that. So that change has already started to take effect. No other time, I'm comfortable in saying no other time in Knox County history has have the common person been aware of the finances and the ways and means of Knox County government? People are holding us accountable. People are holding the mayor accountable, and they're holding him accountable for his misdoings. And so a lot of the things, car allowances and things like that, have been in effect since day one. He's tweaked it a little, but those things have been in effect. But they're asking him, no, they're saying today we don't like this. This should be here and shouldn't be here, and they're holding us accountable. Same with county commission. They're looking at what we're doing, how we're voting. So that change has started to take effect. Some people think it's going to blow and blow away, and things go back to the way they were. I don't believe that. I think there'll be a constant change till we get where we need to be.
Mr. Baah.
Well, when it comes to change.